It shall be the policy of this nation to regard any nuclear missile launched from Cuba against any nation in the Western Hemisphere as an attack by the Soviet Union on the United States.
We interrupt this broadcast of Adolf Hitler's speech just momentarily to report a dispatch from Paris which says that Premier Daladier of France has now called the French Council of Ministers for an emergency meeting which is to take place just 10 minutes from now at 5:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Es el ejemplo de los hombres que aman la causa de los proletarios y que subordinan a esa causa sus momentos de recreo y de descanso.
Here's another late development, and this news keeps coming in. President Kennedy, according to the Associated Press, and Texas Governor John Connally were shot from ambush today in Dallas, Texas.
From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
And another plane has just crashed to the second tower. This is Daniel Lawson reporting live. I repeat, another plane has just crashed to the second tower.
My poor little children, one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
My name is Brian Melman, and what I'm about to tell you is secret. In fact, if you tell anyone, it could change the world as we speak. Perhaps forever. It all started less than a week ago. One night, that's all we have. Solve the world's problems in one night. Impossible, right?
Steve! What's your password? What took you so long?
Is that it?
But remember, I do not know you. Because if I'm even seen giving this to you...
Don't worry about it. You did a good job.
All I did was type in highest IQs. The computer and the demographics spit them out. All of them have IQs over 200.
It's not a very big list.
Not a lot of people have IQs over 200.
Excuse me, Julia Endersall? Excuse me. Julia Endersall.
Who's asking?
With the U.S. government. I need you to come with us.
Why? What's going on?
We can't say, ma'am.
Okay, then how does this involve me?
Please come with us.
I'm not going anywhere until you tell me exactly what's going on.
It's a national emergency, ma'am. Please, get in the car. Please.
Checkmate.
That's impossible. I was the chess champion at MIT for 3 straight years and you beat me in 5 moves? How? I've never been beaten like this. 5 moves. Who are you?
Who am I? Well, that's the question they've been asking since the beginning of time. My answer is... I don't know.
You're just a pizza delivery guy.
Roy Johnson?
Yo!
Brian Melman with Homeland Security.
So what?
There's a national emergency. You need to come with me right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Where are we going?
Washington, D.C.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Oh, you see there? That's who I am.
There were 7 of them total, all with IQs over 208. There was Jacob Chernoff, IQ 214, Dallas Theological Seminary student, wrote the best-selling book on God in his 2nd year in school. Edward Lee, IQ 220, professor of economics, youngest winner of the Nobel Prize in economics. And Allie, the quiet but shockingly brilliant woman, IQ 221. She was a painter who was compared to a young Leonardo da Vinci. And she was dying. Cancer. Inoperable brain tumor. Tatiana Williams, a biochemist, IQ 219, discovered the cure for athlete's foot. Julia Ingersoll, a casino owner, IQ 211, Forbes' richest 500. Jose Delgado, a professional baseball player, IQ 217, and finally Rory Johnson, IQ 229, the highest in the group. He delivered pizzas. Time was running out and I had to find answers quick. We had less than 2 hours to put everything together. How this night will turn out is anyone's guess. I think it was Aeschylus who said, "There's nothing certain about a man's life except this. He must lose it. Just make it quick."
Why didn't the president go to the bunker?
He refused.
How's the evacuation going?
The White House is evacuated, sir. The press corps is quiet.
Good. Is this secure?
Yes, sir, it is.
Good.
Excuse me, people.
What is going on here? What are we doing here? It's Christmas Eve.
It's a matter of national security. Members, please have a seat, okay?
Don't touch me.
Hey, what's the emergency? Because you guys are way outside my delivery area.
The President of the United States will meet with you shortly.
Thank you.
Did we do something wrong?
Isn't it past his bedtime?
No, it is not. Do you mind? Thank you. Have a seat, all of you, please. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a situation, and I need you to play a game.
What kind of game?
All of you, here in this room, sitting at this table, have one night to solve the world's problems. Each of you will be awarded points according to your insight.
Why us, though? And you can't explain the purpose of this game?
You are here because you have the highest IQs in the nation.
I don't claim to have the highest IQ. Sir, are you sure you have the right people here?
And we're supposed to solve the world's problems in one night.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Listen, I don't even know what my IQ is, and I don't care.
Who selected us?
I'm not at liberty to say right now.
What do we win?
Our lives.
You are the president, right? Not to mention.
I am the president. And the fate of the world is in your hands. First question. On the screen, please. Every war has been a meaningless waste of life. Discuss.
All right, look. I'm out here, y'all. No offense, bro, but I didn't vote for you. Green Party. Peace.
Rory. Rory! If you leave, we all die.
You can't keep me here. I mean, what is going on here?
You can't just take us from our homes and just drag us out.
Listen!
What is this, some sick joke?
If it were a sick joke, Professor, you'd all be dead by now. All of you have until 6 a.m. to find the answers to the world's problems. You must score over 1,000 points. By 6 a.m., if you score less than 1,000, all of you in this room will go up in the explosion. Okay?
Back to work. Save your life.
Listen, I work for Homeland Security. I'm a hostage negotiator specializing in counter-domestic terrorism. This is no joke, people. This threat is real. 48 hours ago, I received a letter.
This is Brian.
Hello, Brian. You probably have my envelope. You know what's in it?
It's a nuke.
A nuke. Good guess. that look real, Brian? All I need is bomb-grade pure uranium, and I'm in business.
In 48 hours, I will detonate that nuke.
You understand me?
Where is this?
Let's see.
About 10 blocks from that house that's all white.
It can't be. How'd he get his hands on it?
Let me see your flashlight.
What's going on here, Brian? There's no way the bomb squad's gonna be able to disassemble this. I mean, look at it. It's got triggering devices planted on every single wire all the way to the central core.
Has anybody checked the core?
No, not yet.
Hold that.
No, wait. Easy, Brian. You think it's 238?
He said it's 235 uranium. It's 235. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see this is not a game. It's real.
I'm sorry if any of you feel there's been deception on our part, but as you can see, we had no choice.
You don't have to apologize, Mr. President.
I'm the one who planted the bomb in D.C.
We are trying to save the lives of 500,000 people.
No one has died yet.
He's right. I selected all of you based on your high IQs, demographics, and racial profiles. I'm an equal opportunity villain. How do you know this guy even has a bomb? Because Brian's seen it, idiot. I'm very disappointed in you, Rory. I expected more from a man of an IQ of 229. Perhaps you cheated on the test, Rory. Huh?
Listen, we're gonna play this game, and we're gonna try to get to 1,000 points, okay?
Look, all of this is completely subjective, okay? I mean, how can your executioner also be your judge?
Now listen to me. Well, if any of you leave, I'll detonate the bomb. If you fail to reach 1,000 points, all of you will die. Now continue with the game, or do you wish to forfeit now?
I can't do this. I can't breathe right now. I can't do this. I have asthma. I can't breathe.
Look at the screen above, all of you. You should all be carrying it now.
Bob, there is bedlam all over as the tiny island in the Indian Ocean, Paginas Island, has been subject to a nuclear attack. Several experts are pointing to North Korea as one suspect. Homeland Security has raised the terror threat to red. We cannot confirm, but intelligence sources have given us unconfirmed reports that a domestic attack is imminent.
Rebecca, how reliable are these sources?
Bob, we just don't know yet. I'm Rebecca Matthews, live from the White House.
I built that bomb.
Hey. Someone help her. Get her inhaler. You gotta ask. Get her inhaler. It's a white inhaler. Here. Is she okay?
Well, this is great. 1 minute I'm delivering pizza, next minute I'm trying to solve the problems of the world.
You have a very big mouth, Rory. A very big mouth. Perhaps you aren't a genius. Huh? Let's play 10 questions right now to find out. And if you solve this riddle, you'll continue with the game. If you lose, all of you will die. 10 questions. Here's a hypothesis. A man walks into a bar and asks for a glass of water. Bartender takes out a gun, boom, 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 and shoots at him. The man says, "Thank you," and walks out. Why? Only Rory the genius can answer. The rest.
Can you repeat the riddle?
A man walks into a bar and he asks for a glass of water. The bartender takes out a gun and shoots at him. The man says, "Thank you," and walks out. Why?
Well, did the bartender kill the guy?
No. No, you have 9 questions left.
Well, did they have some kind of a previous disagreement?
No. 8 questions left.
Well, the bartender, did he shoot at him to try to kill him?
No. 7 questions left.
I got it. The bartender shot at the guy so he would scare him because he wanted to cure him of his hiccups.
Very good, Rory. You came within 7 questions of losing everyone's life. Very good. Don't disrespect me again. Am I clear?
Stop playing with this guy. It's not a joke. I've seen the bomb. I know what it can do, okay? It can blow up the whole city.
Who is this guy?
We don't know.
Yes, you do, Brian. Stop lying. Shall we continue with the game? You've wasted 8 minutes of your time already. Now you must get to 1,000 points by sunrise, or I will detonate the bomb. Nothing's off limit. Your motto is, only the mediocre minds get offended. However, the discourse must be intelligent. Now, shall we continue with the game? Let's discuss war. Every war has been a meaningless waste of life. Right or wrong?
What about the world wars?
No country has ever invaded America, Professor. Think about that.
Well, what about WW2? I mean, the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor.
It was to end the blockade, not take over America, you idiot. They didn't have enough manpower to take over California, let alone the other states, you dope. Again, 400,000 human lives wasted in the Pacific Rim.
What about the collapse of communism, though? I mean, that was good.
Look at Russia and China. They're embracing capitalism. All war is a meaningless waste of life.
And blowing up a city is not a meaningless waste of human life?
I'm blowing up this city, Professor, to save mankind. But you so-called geniuses
I
failed
wish I
to
had never taken that
recognize...
stupid test. I'm gonna sue SIQ for releasing my address.
Sue, sue, sue. I'm gonna get my lawyer. Boo hoo hoo. We should kill whoever invented the lawsuit. And I mean that. Allie, you're awfully quiet. I'd love to get your opinion.
This game is of no use to me. I have cancer and I'm dying, so nothing you say can frighten me.
I didn't know that, Allie. Truly, I'm sorry to hear that. You have a lot in common with Brian.
We're trying our best.
You're trying your best. How many times have I heard that one? You're trying your best.
Nobody is trying their best. The rising mediocrity in this country is profound to me, Doctor. The average Joe just punches the time clock and checks out. The dumb are outbreeding the smart. Perhaps you haven't noticed that. You guys should have found a cure for cancer a long time ago.
Oh, look, man.
You don't care anything about finding a cure for cancer? And you don't care anything about my wife. So why don't you just go back to watching your TV shows and reading your magazines? Punch your card. Get out of here. Just get out of here!
No, man, I don't need any. Any change, man? Any change?
Tell us about your wife, Brian.
What do you want to know?
Did she die peacefully? That was a mean-spirited question, Brian, and I apologize. It was meant to inflame you, upset you. And I apologize. Why don't we have a cure for cancer, Allie? This is worth 100 points.
Because that would spell the end of 10 million jobs.
Exactly. Finding a cure for cancer will bankrupt the medical society, just like ending war will bankrupt the military establishment, so why do it? Excellent answer, Allie. I'm very impressed with you. Very impressed.
I also know our great president cut cancer research funding.
How true and how sick. Cut money to find cures, spend money to start wars. Right, Mr. President?
Well, it's not that simple.
It's not that simple? What's complicated about what I just said? You didn't understand the words?
Try Senate committees for starters, then you can move right over to the congressional leaders. Then there's always political agendas, news media, lobbyists.
So politics is the cause of the world's problem.
I would be willing to concede that politics is one of the causes for the world's problems, but to go
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Politics is one of the causes.
The cause.
And I want you to scream it out!
Politics is the cause of the world's problems. Scream it!
Politics is one of the causes.
I can't hear you. I want you to scream it.
Politics is the cause for all of the world's problems. Are you happy now, you condescending son of a... I apologize for losing my temper.
I can't hear you.
Brian, can you hear me? Brian.
Yes.
What are you doing? Where are you? Get down here now. Glenn thinks he located a ComSat code sequence.
Listen, I'm playing a game. I call you back, okay?
He's playing a game. Can you believe that?
If they can solve Kepler's conjecture, they can solve cancer. I don't buy that cancer is too complicated to cure.
What do you know about mathematics, doctor, casino owner? It took 400 years, scores of dead mathematicians, 250 pages of equations, and the use of a modern computer to solve Kepler's conjecture. And no, I don't believe in this conspiracy theory that they have a cure for cancer.
Neither do I, Professor, but you missed the point. Some estimate it'll take $200 billion to find a cure. And guess how much money we've already spent on the Iraq war so far?
200 billion.
So, Brian's wife and millions of other souls continue to die from this cancer! If you truly did, Tatiana, find a cure for cancer, would the city give you a ticker tape parade? No. They'd probably assassinate you. What a stupid monstrosity.
I agree. They always give a ticker tape parade to the winning sports team.
What's wrong with that?
We shrug our shoulders at any true human achievement, but applaud those who contribute the least.
You don't
That's
think
what's
I've worked
wrong
hard
with
to
it.
achieve something? Didn't you say you own a casino? Yeah. Blackjack and gambling really contributes to mankind, doesn't it?
Shut up.
Yeah, hit me.
Go ahead, Mr. President. Read the next question.
Why does toner ink cost so much? This is worth 30 points.
What does toner ink have to do with the world's problem?
What kind of question is that?
We don't have time to debate the choice of question. Answer it, please. Get her some water, please.
I am not afraid to die. Go on with your game.
Go on! But what's amazing is they ask you to return the cartridge so they can rip you off again with your own cartridge.
You know, I expected more from so-called geniuses. You still don't get it, do you? And even an idiot could get it. Think! Think! Or maybe I should just go ahead and press the red button.
No!
Because manufacturers purposefully and methodically make products that break down. Take a car, for instance. You always have to replace something, right? Control valves, oil filters, tires, it never ends. And corporations know they make more money from parts than the original products. That's why toner ink costs so much.
Very good again, Allie. The corporations make inferior products that wear out on purpose. And we spend our entire lives working to pay off the debt incurred by buying new parts for these same inferior products. It's a vicious, methodical, and evil plan invented by those MBA pukes who want to squeeze every jackpot dime from us. And they will pay.
I have an MBA and I resent...
I am sick of people. Sick of people who say, I resent that. I resent this. You have absolutely no right to resent anything. You corporate schmucks here have destroyed our very world.
I pay my taxes that in turn go to help the poor.
Well, according to my records, you didn't pay a single dime to the government last year. Those write-offs sure did the trick.
Oh, yeah. Some true human achievement, huh, Julia? Hey, when this is over, let's have a parade for Julia.
Quiet.
You can dish it out, but you can't take it. Right, Julia? I loved being chewed out by you types each day. I loved it. I loved it. I came to work. And someone chews you out, and then you chew out those beneath you. It's a vicious chew-out fest. Huh? Don't you agree?
So that's what this was all about? You're against corporate America?
No! No, Mr. President. I'm against greed.
What's wrong with greed?
Mr. President, I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you guys ought to just go in your girdles. It's kind of like going in your wetsuit.
You're sick.
That is uncalled
Stupid, lowlife.
We need a break, gentlemen.
Hold on. Can we take just a few minutes?
We need to take a break.
Oh, go ahead. Take as long as you want. It's your lives on the line.
Make it quick.
I want to talk to you. All right, negotiator. You better start giving me some information, because I'm going to get out of here.
Rory, listen to me. I don't have time to do this. I need you to play this game and cooperate.
Who is this guy? I want
Guys,
to know now.
Listen to me. We have until morning to finish this. I need your help. You've got to sit down and play this game.
Who is this guy?
Do you see this? Huh? The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation, guys.
Thoreau.
Very good.
Are you going to answer the question?
His name is Armand. Okay? He's the foremost expert on radioactive decay. And he's been missing since 2002, when he was fired by the US Defense Department. He showed up last year when he built a nuclear bomb. And supposedly, he has the second highest IQ, okay? And he's sharp. All right?
Why does he want us to solve the world's problems?
Because he knows we can't, okay? There's no way we can. He's gathered the greatest minds together for an intellectual bash to show how superior he is to us.
He's using us as straw men then.
You're right. Yes, he is.
What is the FBI doing? Just twiddling its thumbs?
No, they got the building surrounded. The nuke is 11 blocks from the White House. This is just to buy us some time. That's all. Just buy us some time.
Whoa, wait a second. How many blocks is this building from the White House?
11.
The bomb's not in this building, is it?
It's in the basement.
You know something? When we get out of here, I am personally gonna kick you. FBI,
You're not going anywhere.
I'm out of here, let go.
You're not going anywhere. Now, don't be negative, Rory. Okay? No one's leaving.
Okay, that hurts, let go.
Let him go.
What happens if we don't rack up 1,000 points?
We all die.
Getting out of here, man. I can still catch a plane.
No, you'll never make it. If you leave, he will pull the trigger. So you lose either way.
Let go of me, sir. I don't want to punch the President of the United States.
You listen to me, son. He wants to detonate that bomb. Do you understand me? And I'm not gonna let that happen. Not on my watch.
How big is the bomb?
1 megaton. Over 50% of the population of Washington, D.C. between the 12 and 5 PSIs will be dead immediately.
Does that include all the politicians?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Then what's the bad news?
You'll be dead too.
Rory? Jose? Please, I need you guys to go back to this table and finish this game. We don't have time for this.
You know what? If Psycho Boy's got the second highest IQ, who's got the first? Is it me?
I'm not allowed to tell you that. It's confidential.
It's me. Let's go play the game.
I don't want to die. You guys brought me here to die? I just came off my best season ever. I batted at 380.
MVP American League, I know.
Yeah, I took that stupid IQ test because the sports reporter kept calling me dumb. Never imagined I'd be called a genius. And now I have to solve the world's problems with this nutcase? It's insane!
Jose, I'm sorry we brought you here. We had no choice. It's for the greater good of this country.
John Mills said that. Well, I have 2 small kids, okay? To me, they're the greatest good. Not the 500,000 people in D.C.
Biggest scheme of your life, son. Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, bases loaded. You're gonna step to the plate and take your cuts, or you're gonna sit in a dugout and quit. That's your decision, right now.
Way to prime me there, Mr. President. I just want to go home, okay? And see my family.
So what are you gonna do?
Let's play ball, man.
Now you're an MVP. What about the bomb?
It's not good, sir.
Give me details.
They got to break through the radioactive case to get to the core. There's no way out.
Except to play this lunatic's game, right?
Yes, sir.
God help us.
Well, the United Nations is still in session. Clearly, this devastating attack on the Paginas Island has shocked the world on this Christmas Eve. No one has claimed responsibility yet. However, sources at the White House are now saying they're not even available for comment.
All of you have until 6 a.m. to find the answers to the world's problems.
Julia, come on, we gotta go.
I'm number 380.
I'm sorry?
I'm the 380th richest person in America. You know what keeps me going? I want to be in the top 200. Isn't that sick?
Come on, we gotta get back.
Excuse me, I need to talk to you in private, okay?
What are you writing, Brian? I'm curious.
Just jotting down some thoughts.
Trying to figure out the password, right? Should I tell them? Why not? You see, in case all of you do not make 1,000 points tonight, there's one final trump card I included. The password to defuse the bomb is 3 words. President Hallstrom. Continue, please.
What do we do about world hunger? Discuss, please.
We need to increase our giving of food.
Wrong answer, Professor. Don't throw out the stupid little answers that the mediocre minds give. We're beyond the subliminal stock answers we hear on television.
We neuter dogs. We should just try to start neutering people.
Come on, man.
Human beings use up more of the world's natural resources than any other species.
I like your answer, Rory, but still, too simplistic. We must drastically reduce the world population, or we won't survive. Right or wrong?
Wrong.
There are sick children who are dying, and all you can come up with is to neuter them? What kind of sick, stupid person are you?
Julia.
You got a dog, Julia?
Yes, and he's neutered.
Good. Did you know that in this country we spend more feeding our dogs than we do all the starving people all around the world? So if you had to make a choice, which would you choose? The The starving children or little Fifi? What's it gonna be? Which one is it? Starving kids or the Shih Tzu? What would you do?
Answer the question, Julia.
Who's sicker, baby? Me or you?
You say overpopulation is the cause of hunger. I disagree. I say hunger is the cause of overpopulation. Poor families have more children because they want more breadwinners. It's that simple.
You're an economics professor at Yale University, winner of the J.D. Carmichael Prize for Why Capitalism is the Savior of the World. Interesting. Capitalism is the savior of the world. Why then is there such a disparity of wealth? Why do the top 4% control 85% of the wealth of this country?
That's ridiculous. I'm wealthy and it's not about control at all.
Anyone has the opportunity to become the top 4%.
That's right.
Really? I would think you would have the same odds as becoming a member of the ruling Communist Party. The media is no different than Pravda. Pravda means the truth for you dopes out there. In the Soviet Union, the media was controlled by 3 groups. In the United States, it's controlled by 5. Somebody tell me the difference besides 2.
There is a stark difference. Capitalism is the winner.
Oh, really? There is a difference between capitalism and communism?
Of course there is.
Well, do you know why gas prices are so high? Some say gas prices are so high because we failed to invent the electric car. Could it be that simple, Professor Yale?
We didn't fail. We knew how to build the electric car. The oil companies purposefully and methodically shut it down. They lobbied Congress not to build it, and they destroyed the patents.
Exactly, Professor. The fact that we don't have an electric car proves we live in a quasi-communist state. See? 5 oil companies control 95% of all the gas stations. So, capitalism wasn't really the savior to the world after all, now was it? It was just a savior to the obscenely rich.
It's just true. It's just true. How can you dispute it with me?
I totally disagree. The premise of my book stands.
I agree with the wizard. Rich people make me sick. They're just a bunch of little leprechauns trying to hoard all the gold.
Give me a break. I worked hard for everything that I have, and I built myself up from nothing. You expecting a handout? And it was because of capitalism that I was able to do that.
I agree with her.
Girlfriend, you built yourself up off the backs of sick little addicts that are getting their homes foreclosed on every week because they're addicted to your $5 slot machines.
So what? That's their problem, their choice. It's so easy for you to sit there in your lazy, leeching self and judge me when you can't think of anything better to do than deliver pizzas?
Mr. President!
How do we deal with world terrorism?
You're asking us that question? Aren't we dealing with it now?
I'm not a terrorist. I'm a revolutionist. Dig it? Day of difference. Okay, fool? A terrorist quarrels over some pitiful subject about race or religion. Listen to me. I am trying. To what degree I will be successful, I have no idea, but I am trying to save mankind.
You're trying to destroy mankind!
Thank you, Mr. President. So to repeat the question, how do we stop terrorism?
It's about oil, man. Oil.
So the world's problems all revolve around oil. How shockingly stupid. Is there no one on earth who sees what I see?
I invite the highest gifted minds, and all they can think about is gasoline! Ah!
If you want to change mankind, Armand, you change the way people look at each other. And you don't do that with fear.
What's going on?
He just activated the last fail-safe mechanism. Get Brian now!
All eyes. Step into any supermarket and you're accosted with stupidity.
Anyone ever wondered why magazines feature
The same celebrities at every single checkout counter, huh? Why not a magazine about finding a cure for leukemia? Why not? Or a magazine about solving world hunger? You see, it's all one big distraction. Everything.
Brian, the last safe mechanism has been deactivated. He's really gonna blow up the city.
I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it. Okay? You just gotta buy me some time. Is there any way you can get the shield?
Yeah, he's got tamper-proof wiring all around. God help us, B.
Terrorism is an extension of war.
And all war is a meaningless waste of human life.
Thank you, Mr. President. You're getting closer to the Holy Grail.
Armand, you said terrorism is an extension of war. So tell me, Armand, how is killing innocent civilians considered to be war?
Hiroshima, London, Afghanistan, Grenada, Somalia, Vietnam, Auschwitz, Gettysburg, Iraq. Need I say more? Innocent civilians will always pay for their government's screw-ups. Period.
No, Armand, but how is driving airplanes into the World Trade Center war, murdering innocent people? It's not war, it's insanity. Just like detonating a bomb in Washington, D.C. It's not revolutionary.
Are you calling me insane? Huh. I'm sorry you feel that way, Brian. I have no one else to talk to, Brian. You're the only one I can relate with. Our whole world has become a beer commercial, Brian. Think about that. Do you know how much a basketball player makes? Do you know how much a cancer researcher makes? Our society is twisted, Brian. We live in an insane world. Go through your mail. What do you see? Inflated bills. Take a doctor's bill, okay? A lawyer's bill, a plumber's bill, a dentist's bill. It's always more than you expected, isn't it? Inflated.
Hey, Jesse, listen, you guys are overcharging me for this bill, and I'm getting sick of you guys overbilling me.
I told you that you needed a new control valve, and I put it in. So you either pay the bill or you can't have the car, period.
I didn't ask for a new control valve. Now, you put the old one back in, and we'll call it even.
Let me tell you something. You don't pay that bill, I'm gonna sell your car tomorrow. Got it? End of story.
But that's
Jesse,
ridiculous. We're taking the car.
You keep ripping me off. Just
Brian! No, Brian, what do you put it down? Put
Don't
it
you ever
down.
touch my wife. Do you understand me?
Don't
Do you understand me?
Yes, sorry.
You take all my contact information out of your computer. Do you understand?
Yes.
You take my license plate and all my personal records down. Do you understand?
Yes.
Keep looking down. This is $200. That's the fair price for that bill. Karen, get in the car.
Brian! Are you crazy? Put it down! Brian!
Karen, get in the car! You call the cops. Tell anybody. I will kill you. Don't you ever touch my wife.
I'm sorry.
You keep looking down till we leave.
90% of the world receives an inflated cell phone bill.
Exactly.
But what does that have to do with world problems?
Are you dense, Professor? I expected more from you. It hinders society because the very people who are getting inflated bills are themselves inflating their services and worth until you have a society where everything and everyone is inflated. No one will put in an honest day's work. We're becoming a society of hucksters and hustlers, not a society of ethical workers. What do you think, Mr. President? Haven't heard from you in a while.
About what?
Sleeping?
I think whatever you think.
No. No, you don't. You don't agree with anything I've said. You're just sitting there wondering how the public opinion polls will be affected by all this, right?
Wrong. If you have your way, public opinion polls aren't going to matter much. I've stayed out of the nuclear shelter against the advice of all of my advisors. So let's get past the typecasting, okay? I have 500,000 American lives hanging in the balance. Stop wasting my time and let's play your game!
You're right, Mr. President. I admire what you did. There's less than 96 minutes remaining. I'm going to do you a favor. You may leave if you want, but only you. They'll whisk you to the underground command center in 5 minutes. Then you can sit there and think.
Why here? Why here? What happened? What? You're no better than any of us.
Mr. President! Mr. President! What do you think, Mr. President?
Thank you. I think I'll play.
There's no one here with you now. There's no VP. There's no spokesman. There's just you. But because it is Christmas, I'm going to give all of you a present. If you solve this riddle, I will let you all go. Ready? A man stays awake night after night without sleeping. Yet he never feels tired. Why? Why?
Please repeat the riddle.
A man stays awake night after night without sleeping, yet he never feels tired. Why?
Come on. Come on, think.
This is so stupid!
What? Then it should be right up your alley, pizza boy.
Come on, people!
He has circadian rhythm disorder. It's a disease that keeps you from sleeping. It makes you stay awake.
But he would be tired, Tatiana, right? Time is up. Let's move on.
Wait. What's the answer?
The answer? Oh, he was a night shift worker. I'm out of here.
Hey, stop it! Stop it! Let go of me! I'm not staying here! Let me go! I'm not staying here anymore!
How dare you, Rory? You insult me. But you're right. You are very close to dying in less than 89 minutes. You're right. And the odds that you'll get to 1,000 points, highly unlikely.
Then give us more questions. You give us more questions. Problems are not solvable, people. What is wrong with you? Only a lunatic thinks they're solvable.
If you want to blow up the city, go ahead, but why do I have to be in it? I don't deserve this. I'm not a scientist or a politician. I'm just a casino owner, that's all.
Mr. President! Next question.
You know what the cause of the world's problems is? It's tribalism. My race over your race, my gender over your gender, my politics over your politics, my baseball team over your baseball team. This is just separating all of us and not bringing us together. I mean, when is all this self-righteousness gonna end, guys? It's no different in here or out there.
Maybe capitalism is the cause of the world's problems.
Oh, really, Professor? That's surprising.
If you want 2 tires for your car, they make you buy 4. If you want to get a hamburger and fries, they want you to supersize it. If you want to get a cell phone for 1 year, they make you buy 2 years, and it goes on and on and on.
And this from the man who wrote, "Capitalism is the savior of the world." Can it be?
Maybe I was wrong.
You know what the truth is? 99% of the people are all a bunch of idiots.
Maybe Rory can explain how someone with an IQ of 234 delivers pizzas. I'll give you 50 points if you answer.
It's 50 points, Rory.
Come on, Rory, answer it! That's 50 points we need! Come on, Rory!
We're getting close.
Answer him, you moron! 50 points.
Because that's the way I live my life, and that's it. Doesn't that thing ever work?
Help her. You have 5 minutes.
Allie, I found you some water.
Oh, thank you.
Here, let me get this for you.
Thank you. I'm so thirsty.
You're welcome. It's the least I can do. You hanging in there?
Yeah. Hey, what did you do before you were a seminary student?
I was a lawyer.
Made you leave law to pursue the seminary?
I left law to pursue God.
I used to have faith in God, but I don't think I do anymore.
Why?
Just never seems to help the good guys. I just see the jerks of the world getting richer and healthier. Good guys getting shafted. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mr. President, I really think you should go to the bunker now.
I can't. Are you familiar with this guy?
Yes, sir, I am. There's some history there.
And what's the latest with the nuke?
Sir, we can't disarm it. The shield's not working. We can't get to the triggering wires. You're completely vulnerable here. We're running out of time, sir. I would highly advise you to go to the bunker.
I wanted to be president of the United States. That's all I wanted to be.
And that's very commendable, sir.
I had dreams of how I would take this great country and make it a better place to live for all Americans. Do you know that there are people out there who actually think and believe I wanted to go to war? That I wanted to send our brave men and women into harm's way, watch their bodies get unloaded from planes? I've wept with each one of them. This media, the media is out of control. You say what you want about me, but when it comes to those men and women, the story should be of honor and bravery and heroism and the good deeds being done. But there is no journalistic integrity anymore. It's politics. Politics. Man, it's like I've fallen off that ladder backwards, but I've landed on my feet. And I'm gonna take this country back to its foundation of what it was built on. Honor, integrity, principles, values, morals, ethics. That's my decision. That's my direction. And that's the course I'm gonna stay. So I can't leave.
Mr. President, we need to talk.
Steve, what's going on upstairs?
Guys, give us a second, okay? Listen, I've got a dialogue going with this guy, but I've got to be up there. I cannot be down here. I need you to keep everybody calm, and I need you to find a way past these triggers.
I've never seen anything like this.
I know. But I can't be down here, okay? You're gonna have to handle this.
So what are you trying to tell me?
I don't think you can defuse this without a password.
Pentagon sources are now confirming that a single individual is responsible for the attack, and that a massive manhunt is underway.
Pretty weird, all this, huh?
What about if we hotwire a car? I mean, we can get out through the fire escape and hotwire a car. You know how to hotwire a car, don't you?
You know, when you start talking like that, I start digging you a little bit. Yeah, I know how to hotwire a car. But it wouldn't matter. By the time he saw us gone, he would just detonate the bomb. Even a Porsche wouldn't be fast enough. All these articles are connected in some way. This guy thinks that all of our minds are being controlled.
Well, what about the 3 words? Do you have any clue about the 3 words?
Yeah. How about we're all dead?
Armand, we're ready.
What is that?
Morphine.
I'd like you to know that I never wanted to cancel that cancer research bill. There were riders attached to it that would have caused so many. I realize now that I made a mistake.
It's too late.
I'm sorry. I want you to know that I promise in the future I will do everything in my power to change things and make it right. I give you my word on that. And I hope that you can learn to forgive me.
Mr. President! Well, you wasted enough time. But your live's on the line. I don't see the president on my monitor.
Right here.
Next question. If you were a dictator and had absolute control, what would you change?
I'm gonna pass on this one.
Why is it that in the history of the world, we've never had a good dictator? Odd. Perhaps because we keep worshiping fools. Jose, what would you do if you were a dictator?
If I were a dictator and had absolute control, I would get rid of baseball. Is that what you want to hear? I made $10 million last year playing baseball. There's something wrong with those figures. There's something not fair about that. How much did you make as a cancer research specialist?
41,000 after taxes. I brought home $23,000 after food and rent, about nothing.
If there's something wrong with those figures, that's not fair. I wouldn't mind getting paid $41,000 to play baseball. I would be thrilled to get paid $41,000 to play a recreational sport. But I get paid $10 million. That's why we don't have a cure for cancer.
What about you, Professor? What would you do if you were a dictator, Professor?
If I were a dictator, I would force all the computer companies to build a computer that didn't crash.
No, good, Professor.
No, seriously, think about it. They keep coming up with the next mega chip that's faster and faster. I don't want a faster computer. I want something that doesn't freeze up on me. You want to start with the world's problems? Let's start with that. This game is great. The score went up.
I love this. I love this. Anyone else? Anyone else? How about the seminary student? What would you do if you were a dictator?
I think I would do something to help the world's starving children.
You would be the worst dictator mankind has ever known. You know, if I were dictator, the first thing I get rid of is Christianity. Christianity has become nothing more than just another company, selling stuff like jewelry and trinkets and even politics.
I agree with you, Rory. Christianity has been reduced to politics and nice cartoons. But you know what? Jesus Christ wasn't about that. He was about abolishing corruption in politics while bringing people closer to him.
Let me ask you something there, Jacob. What are you gonna do if there is no God? You know what? Religion is worse than politics.
Atheism is a religion.
How do you figure?
Because it takes as much faith to not believe in God as it does to believe.
Good answer, so tell me. Jacob, what changed you from being an atheist to a believer?
How did you know that I was an atheist?
Come on, Jacob. Tell us.
It's personal.
Oh, another Rory. Another Rory. Uh-oh. Sensitive group of people here. But I like that. Allie, what would you do if you were a dictator?
If I were a dictator and had absolute control, I would make everyone look closer at death. I don't think many people do until it's too late. Every day, millions of people die, and all we do is say, I hope he rests in peace, or we'll see him again. What does that truly mean?
You know, that's a really good point, Allie.
Yes.
Why do you want people to look closer at death, Allie? My wife was hit by a drunk driver. And all I saw around me were incompetent doctors, uncaring nurses, and a greedy mortician who wanted to sell me a teakwood coffin to bury her in. If there was one thing you would destroy in America, what would that be? Julia.
Casinos.
Explain.
Well, casinos themselves aren't actually the source of the problem, they just fulfill a need. But at the same time, the industry made over $20 billion last year, enough to feed the world's hungry 2 times over.
Gambling is the #1 cause of fraud in the world.
Oh.
People with gambling debts resort to fraud to feed their habit.
Yeah, I see it all the time. You could call it poverty of the spirit.
Suckers are born every minute, aren't they?
Why do people gamble, Julia? 50 points if you answer well.
Why are people cocaine addicts, alcoholics? Last week there was this guy who came up to me. He'd been gambling all night at blackjack. He had thrown away his entire life savings. It's not my fault. He was such a fool. All I could say to him was, better luck next time. I turned my back on him, I walked away. He was the most pathetic human being I had ever seen in my entire life.
What happened next?
He jumped off the roof of the building an hour later. When I found out, I did everything I could to distract myself. I placed a bet on a football game. I don't even like football. Anything I could to not look at myself and see who I was.
And who are you, Julia? You have any idea?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
We have news tonight. The White House is dark. Sources are confirming a red alert. We are getting reports that the entire staff has vacated the White House. Once again, the entire staff has vacated the White House. We'll keep you updated as we get more information.
What the heck? No more ideas? The fear in? Times are good. This is ridiculous.
Look, you know what I think? We're all ostriches. We think our problems just pass us by if we just hold on. No one today is engineering a better tomorrow. No one. We live in a world that is so busy fixing symptoms and trying to address the causes of things. We need people that stand up and say, enough is enough. I don't want to hear what some talk show host has to say. I don't want to hear another debate between the left wing, the right wing. I want a better tomorrow. But now I won't ever see my children again.
A better tomorrow? I keep hearing that. A better tomorrow. A better tomorrow. For what? For who? Why? How? Who are we? Try to make a better tomorrow for mankind? Are you kidding me?
Don't give in to hate. Don't let it get to you.
haters. Haters are the source of all the world's problems. We would live in a world of perfect peace if we didn't have all the hate.
Time's running out, folks. You need to make 300 points in 40 minutes. I'll give you 2 final Hail Mary questions. This will be worth 100 points. Question: what is the greatest problem facing the world today?
It's boredom. Boredom is the greatest problem facing mankind today.
Good, Professor.
Seneca said to be enslaved to oneself is the heaviest of all servitude. I mean, if we get rid of all the world's problems, hunger, greed, poverty, gambling, cancer, we still have to deal with boredom.
Boredom? Back in the day, boredom is what motivated inventions like cars and planes and the telephone. Nowadays, boredom is what fuels Al-Qaeda youth to blow themselves up in the name of Allah.
Very good, Rory. You're getting closer to unraveling the solution to the world's problems.
Is there one solution?
What is the greatest problem facing mankind today? Someone needs to get their hands out, sit back on that fastball, and hit a home run here.
Cause of the world's problems is the car dinger.
What? Oh, hold on, everybody. We just solved all the greatest problems of the world, and what it narrows down to what you're saying is, when somebody leaves a stupid, senseless little dent in your car door, is that what you're saying?
It's better than hate.
Let her finish, Rory.
Well, of course you want her to finish. You want to waste more time. You know what I think? I think you're bluffing. Go ahead and push the button. I dare you!
Sit down.
Let's just get it over with. Let's go!
I hope I have your attention. One more outburst, and I'm going to have you shot.
Go ahead, Tatiana.
The car dinger represents humanity in all its worst form. It's the senseless, selfish, idiotic, stupid people that make life so hard for the rest of us. Who are these insensitive people who ding our doors and then disappear into the night without a note? Who are they? Can someone please do a lobotomy on all these insensitive, lazy, selfish, ignorant imbeciles? I don't understand it, but I know that's the cause of the world's problems. Now you give us our points, mister.
Armand, listen, we have 27 minutes left. May we please have an extension?
No.
You might as well give up, folks. I hope we all go up in a plume of smoke.
What's with all the self-hate, Rory? The rest of us are not ready to die. What is wrong with you?
Again, you're 110 points behind with 15 minutes remaining. I have one final question I want to ask this group. What is the meaning of life? This counts for 130 points, okay? Get it right, you all live. Get it wrong, you all die.
Well, didn't we just spend the entire evening figuring that out?
No, you haven't yet.
Why don't you tell us then?
That would be too easy, Rory.
There is no meaning outside of God.
Praise the Lord.
What can you say about a society that says that God is dead and Elvis is alive?
I once believed in God. But now I don't know. I keep thinking what I did to offend God, to make him so angry with me that he gave me cancer. Did I cut somebody off on the freeway? Did I lie? Did I cheat? Did I ever even curse God?
I want to know what I did to offend God. Maybe God allowed cancer into your life because he wants to draw you closer to him.
That's a pretty gnarly way of doing it. Maybe it's a little too close.
What is the meaning of life? Time is running out.
Love. I love my wife. I love my kids. What else is there?
I've taught economics at Yale for over 10 years. I've studied every economic theory and even invented some. There is no meaning to life. We're all just trying to bide away the time without going mad.
You know what? Speak for yourself. I believe we're here for a purpose, and there is a meaning to life.
What did Jacob say earlier? Without God, there is no meaning in life?
I'm never going to accept something as stupid as believing in the unknown.
Then tell me this, Rory. Do you know who built this building?
I don't care.
Do you know if this building is up to code?
No.
Do you know whether the brackets that are holding up the central beam of this building are about to break, crushing us all to death?
You're right, Jacob. I don't know.
Then I would say you have a lot of faith in the unknown.
Guys, we don't have time to debate here. Just answer the questions.
Jacob? Okay. You mentioned you were a lawyer, Jacob? What changed you from being a schmuck to a monk? What changed you? I'll give you an instant 30 points.
Come on, Jacob. Answer him. We need the points.
Jacob.
30 points. I was working as a lawyer for a large law firm. I was the youngest to make partner at 28. And one afternoon, I was walking back from lunch with an important client on the other end of my cell. And this man bumped into me. He knocked the cell right out of my hand. And when it hit the ground, it broke. When I bent over to pick it up, I looked over and noticed that he wasn't even going to stop to apologize to me. And something in me just raged. And I grabbed the guy and I threw him to the ground and I said, "How do you like being pushed, old man?" And that's when I saw that he was blind. I'd just thrown a blind man to the ground. He got up with his hands bleeding, and he came up to me with a C&I cane, and he apologized to me. He apologized to me. I couldn't believe it. Before I could gather myself, I realized that he was gone. Needed to apologize to him. I spent the entire afternoon looking for him, trying to find him. It was to no use. He was gone, forever. I realized right then that I hated everyone, including myself. I began a desperate search for God, which led me to Jesus Christ. My life has changed because I finally forgave myself. There's a verse in the Bible that says that those who love God the most have been forgiven the most.
Thank you for sharing that. But you err. Jesus Christ was a good teacher, but he was far from God.
Then he was lying because he said that he was the Son of God, not just a good teacher. He was either a liar, a lunatic, or he was telling the truth. And I believe he was telling the truth.
Julia, do you believe in God?
I remember a photo of a woman holding her dead baby after the tsunami. If there is a God, how could he allow such a thing? Explain that to me. If there is a loving God, how could he do this to her? Why do bad things happen if there is a God?
You're asking, why do bad things happen to good people?
Yeah.
Because we're born with a sinful nature.
No one has been able to give me any evidence to believe, including God himself.
There is no proof of God.
And what would you tell God if he does exist after you die? Rory.
I tell him you didn't show me enough evidence. You didn't show me enough evidence!
Rory, there's this verse in Romans that means a lot to me. For the truth about God is known to us instinctively. God has put this knowledge in our hearts. From the time that the world was created, people have seen the earth and sky and all that God has made. They can clearly see his invisible qualities, his eternal power, and his divine nature. So we have no excuse for not knowing God.
Well, you better start praying for a miracle. It's almost 6.
Tatiana, you're a scientist. Now, do you believe in God?
Yes.
Okay, prove to me that God exists right now. You have a minute, 1 minute.
If the earth tilted just 1 mile to the sun, we would fry. 1 mile away, we would freeze. Every step of the galaxy was perfectly formed. The balance of matter to antimatter had to be accurate to 1 part in 10 billion to sustain life. The chances that we could live in such an environment, 1 in 1 billion. And think, 1 in 1 trillion. The chances that we would be able to have a conscience and discern right from wrong, the odds are 1 in 1 nonillion. When you take a protein, the amino acids have to be arranged perfectly. The laws of modern science can't do it. The probability of protein forming by chance, 10 to the 64th power by 1. The DNA in every single human is so astronomically complex that no amount of computation could ever bring it together so perfectly. Oh, I feel, I see, I know the work of God is in everything.
You still didn't prove that God exists.
Rory, prove to me that God doesn't exist.
Wars, famine, disease, murder, rape, abortion. You want me to go on?
No. You proved evil exists.
So maybe God's evil.
No. God is good, man is evil.
What about Hume's argument? That since miracles are a violation of the laws of nature, they have the lowest degree of probability, and thus a wise man should only have his decisions on the highest degree of probability. Therefore, miracles and God should be discounted?
Every single day is a miracle. Why not take Descartes' argument that the human mind is imperfect? And if the concept of an imperfect mind cannot be born into a perfect mind, it has to be born of God. God has the highest degree of probability.
Then why doesn't God perform one more simple miracle and solve all the world's problems? If he is so perfect, ending war should be as simple as forming an amino acid, right?
He will, though. It's just not his time yet.
So you believe the end of the world is coming?
Yes, I do.
I agree with you.
All God's got to do is one thing, just one thing, and I'll believe he's real.
What would that be?
Show himself. If he would just part the sky and show himself, I would get down on my knees and worship him.
And then what? God revealed himself when he parted the Red Sea, remember? And then, less than 2 months later, they were back bickering against God. That's human nature.
And why does God have to prove himself to you with another miracle?
You really believe that Moses parted the Red Sea?
Yes, I do.
Must have been something when he lived over 800 years, too, huh?
Listen to me!
Simple question.
What is the meaning of life? You're almost out of time, people, and you won't have one anymore to think about.
Hold on, Armand! Just hold on a second. Why don't you tell me what the meaning of life is, okay? And not from your mind, not some intellectual perspective on behavior, Armand. I want you to look at me, and I want you to tell me from your heart. What does your life mean, huh? You tell me, Armand.
There is no meaning of life. I've searched for it my whole life on Earth. And there is no meaning.
So all of this has just been a bunch of BS, is that it? It's all just been a game, like I said. There is no meaning to life.
Mr. President, we've got to get you into the bunker. We're running out of time. Now, you go ahead, Norm. Sir, you're the most important person on this planet.
No, I'm not, Norm. I'm just another human being trying to figure this all out, that's all.
I don't understand.
I want you to tell my wife and tell my children that I love them, that I've done the best that I could. And I tried to find the answers, but I wish someone luck in the future. Go ahead, Norm.
No. I'm gonna ride this out with you.
Thanks, Norm.
This is so sick and twisted.
I'm not sick or twisted.
I'll let one of you go now. Only one. The first person to figure out this riddle can leave. Now, here it is. A man rode into town on Friday. He stayed for 3 nights and then left on Friday. How come?
Can you repeat it?
A man rode into town on Friday. He stayed for 3 nights and left on Friday. How come?
Because the horse he was riding was named Friday.
I was hoping it wouldn't be you, Roy, but you're free to go. You just...
Now, somebody explain to me where the justice is in that.
Get out of here!
Let him go. He never cared about any of you anyway.
Take care, Rory.
Let Allie take my place.
What do you say?
Well, I'm shocked at you, Roy. I guess some people do change overnight. Huh. As for someone else, sorry. But that would be against the rules.
Why not?
We're all gonna die. I don't want to die.
You're down to, let me see, 2 minutes left. So what is the meaning of life and what are you doing here? What are we as a people doing here on this ball of dirt? This has been a complete waste of time, hasn't it? See all of you on the other side.
I have something to say. The day I found out I was dying was like any other day. I was sitting in my kitchen, having lunch when the doctor called. My first reaction was panic. I raced over to the cancer research building to try and help them find a cure. I vowed I would help them find a cure for cancer if it killed me. But I realized right then that it was no use. It was too late for me. And so I just stood there outside the door as traffic whizzed behind me, transfixed in a daze. And then I got angry. I hated God with a passion for doing this to me. Everything that was dear to me came to an end that day. I lost my friends, who I pushed away. I blamed my mother vehemently, and I went completely broke. All within 3 months' time. Until tonight, I had less than 6 weeks to live. Our president cut funding for cancer research. But I hold nothing against you anymore. Because I don't want to go to my grave holding bitterness in my heart towards anyone. There was a man named Gordon Wilson and his daughter who was wounded by an IRA bomb. His daughter's dying words were, "I love you so much, Daddy." At the hospital, he chose something unexpected. He chose to publicly forgive the bombers for killing his only daughter. And when he forgave them, others who had lost loved ones, they took a step back. And it changed the course of relations forever. The bitterness ended, and the war almost came to a close. We still have war because no one has learned to forgive. All of us are the world's problems. And until we look in the mirror and see ourselves as the problems, we're never going to get anywhere. It's so easy to develop a nice little bomb, but it's much harder and much more significant to take a stand and start being an answer to the world's problems. Isn't that what your wife would have wanted? So take your best shot. But I won't give in to hate. I can't give in. I'm sick of hating. I'm sick of hating! Please, please, God, tell my mom I'm sorry. Please, please tell her. I love her. I'm so sorry.
The reason I deliver pizza is because it keeps me in balance. Somewhere in everything we've been talking about at this table is some kind of balance. It's just nature. In nature, there's balance. And in that balance, there's justice. It's kind of like why I like to go surfing. Keeps me in balance. My mother taught me all that. She was killed 9 months ago in a hit-and-run accident. Just some dumb kid, probably late for his dumb job at some dumb gas station. He never even slowed down. One second she was standing there talking to me, and the next second she was gone. I remember walking over to her, thinking to myself, that I couldn't believe how far she had flown from the impact. And when I got to her, I just got down on my knees and took her in my arms and just kept telling her over and over that I loved her, because I knew that she wasn't going to make it. And then I thought to myself, wow, it's probably going to be the last time I'm ever going to see my own mother. And then she died. The last thing she said to me was, because she was kind of out of it, she said, I wish you'd cut your hair. And since then, I've always thought, you know, I will. As soon as there had been justice. But maybe what I need to start thinking about is trying to find a way to forgive that kid.
Well spoken. I rarely hear words that affect me anymore. I appreciate your honesty. Thank you. So, congratulations, everyone. You all get to live.
Thank you, Alan.
President Hallstrom, take them all to the bunker next door.
The bunker? What are you talking about? You said we would all live.
You will. Just not everyone else.
No, you can't do this, Armand. You can't do this. Come on, people, let's go. Go. Armand, listen to me. You don't have to do this. You can't do this, Armand. Listen, Armand, I'm begging you, please. Armand, don't do this. Go.
Where are we going? Where are we going?
Turn down the hole. Go to the right.
Ryan! Ryan!
What's the password? What is it? Hurry! Or it could be God help me destroy the world. This world sucks. Those are my top 3 choices, but
we'll make a decision. We have less than 5 minutes.
Well, he kept talking about war and Hume and God, but in the end he couldn't come up with anything. He was searching. Wait a minute.
Who am I? Well, that's the question they've been asking since the beginning of time.
Roy Johnson?
Yo.
Brian Melman with Homeland Security. Wait, Steve, I got it, Steve.
Give it to me.
Hello? Steve! Steve!
Hello? Hello? Ryan, hello?
And so with 3 words, my life and 500,000 people stood in suspended reality. Could it be this precarious? Would I ever see my wife again? Maybe the true meaning of life was just this. One moment in time when you finally realize who you are and why you're here.
Steve! What's the password?
Who am I? We spend our entire lives never understanding why we're here. Obsessed with mortgage payments, interest rates, tax shelters, TV shows. We never asked the most basic question or discovered the simple truth.
Don't give in to hate. Don't let it get to you.
Move!
Good job, man. How'd you know?
I didn't, it's a hunch.
Well, it worked. Bomb's been deactivated. Hey, we found Armand's location. We're going in.
No, Steve, no, you tell them to stand down. You tell them to stand down. Do not go in there. Stand down.
Tell the unit to stand down. All the men stand down now. The whole unit, stand down. Don't move.
We think he's in there.
Let me go in first.
No, it's too late.
No, tell them to put their guns down.
Where
Put
are
their
you
guns
going?
down. Put your guns down.
No! Ryan! Ryan, no! No! Ryan!
Ryan. We finally meet. Face to face.
Just hang on. Just hang on. The ambulance is on its way.
Oh, it's no use. I'll be dead. The bad guy has to die in the end, son. Don't you remember? Why did you come here, Brian? Why? You were safe with the others. Why?
I don't care about being safe. I don't care. I gave up being safe a long time ago.
That was stupid of you, son. Your wife is gone. Let the past go. Please. That's something I couldn't do.
Why did you pick that password?
I knew you'd figure it out.
Why do you insist? Why did you want to solve the world's problems so bad? Why?
Why not? Mankind is to blame for all this, but they don't know. They don't know. They don't.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dan. I'm so sorry. Please, hold on.
When the sun's brightly shining and it's touching my face and your figure is resting and it seems all is great.
This morning, the worst crisis in mankind's history is over. Word has just come into our news center that a nuclear bomb has been deactivated on American soil. No other details have been given. Authorities cannot confirm whether there are any suspects. And the White House is refusing to comment whether a threat ever existed.
When the sunlight has faded and the darkness, my friend, and the sorrows are rolling and the suffering just won't end, I will lift up my eyes and give glory to your name, and I'll rest in your promise over me. I will rest in your promise over me. When the wars and the rumors are encircling the earth, and your judgments are falling.
I wonder whether I will ever see them again. I realized I had come across a very unique experience in all of mankind, why we're on this planet. And did I get closer to the meaning of life? Maybe. But then, does it matter? In this world? I mean, is mankind worth it all? I think it is.
Ryan, wanted to thank you for all your help.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, that last night was top security. I'd feel a whole lot better if you would have talked to the Genius Club and debriefed them, let them know last night never happened.
Yes, sir. I don't think anybody's going to say anything, Mr. President.
Good. Well, good luck. God bless. Ryan, who was #1 on that Genius list?
It's confidential, Mr. President.
In that case, I'll ask you, do you think the world's problems are solvable?
Yes, sir, they are.
Let's roll, gentlemen. I've got work to do.
I'm alive for a reason. This world is too rational. There must be a happy ending. I must find it. I know that's what Karen wanted me to do. Discover who I am. Isn't that what it all came down to? Isn't that what we all avoid? Who am I? 3 words that solve the password to the bomb. Who am I? 3 profound words that will probably solve the world's problems.
When the sunlight has faded and the darkness, my friend, and the sorrows are rolling and the suffering just won't end, I will lift in your promise over me. When the heavens are open and you ride like the wind, and your kingdom of justice, it will come without end. I will live in your promise over me. I will rest in your promise.